Now that we know how to identify which disease has the symptoms we're seeing, let's see how to treat it. Before we go into each disease one by one, let's look at the protocol they share. We'll see how to make treatment more effective, when to spray, how to keep ourselves safe, the fastest tool for the job, and finally, a quick tip to save badly weakened plants.
We're going to talk about how to treat the diseases, but first let's see how to make them more effective. The truth is, even though you spray the right product on the right disease at the right time, if you don't follow all the prevention practices that we talked about in the previous video, that disease will probably come back on the next plant. If we don't want to work hard for no good reason, we need to create the conditions in the greenhouse that are hostile to diseases. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about canopy hygiene. So how to prune, when to prune, and everything we talked about. Keeping leaves dry, drying the air at least once every 90 minutes so we cut the infection cycle, and scouting so that we see stuff happen. So without all of these good practices, you'll work way harder than you need to. Now, before spraying, there's a checklist that can help you to know if it's a good time to spray. There are 4 questions. The first one is, can you wrap it up before 10 a.m.? Because you don't want to do that in the middle of the day, especially if it's cloudy or if it's warm. Second question is about that. Like, is the temperature below 85 Fahrenheit? Are the plants dry? Because if there's condensation on the leaves, the spray will be less efficient. And can we keep everybody out for 24 hours? Because a lot of the products we're using needs 24 hours before going back in for health reasons. So if you have one no to one of these questions, you need to reschedule the spray. So if you delegate that spray, you can also delegate that checklist so that people can be autonomous to know if it's a good time or not. So can you wrap it up before 10 a.m.? Is the temperature below 85 Fahrenheit? Are the plants dry? And can we keep everybody out for 24 hours? If you know you're going to harvest in 2 hours, reschedule the spray. With this guy here, we can work the spray very quickly. It's the mist blower from Makita. It works with those big batteries. It costs, I think I found it for $1,800 US. So that gives an idea. It's expensive, but then it sprays 5 times faster than the conventional spray, probably even more. You can cover a greenhouse with the 2 batteries that come with it. It's not like the battery life is not super long, but still we can do our 7 beds of tomatoes with the 2 that comes with it. And one thing to know is that the pressure is going to make like very small particle. So you want to be even more careful with the safety practices like the respiratory mask. You also want to be careful when you're spraying the plant not to be too aggressive with it. Okay, so when you're spraying with the Makita sprayer that we showed earlier, just make sure that you're not spraying directly in the plant. We had a lot of fruits with a pretty bad quality. So we made a test with this plant and we sprayed directly on them to see what it does. It's not as bad as I expected, but still we have a lot of those marks on the fruits. This one is not too bad. Another thing we see is here the cluster. It's all dark, so it's suffered from it and there's no fruits on it. When you're spraying, careful not to spray directly at it, but aim 10 feet ahead so the plant has less of a rough time. The toughest part is when you get to the end of the row. When you're turning, you don't necessarily have that much room, but try to be gentle with the plant because that's a strong stream coming out of there. Okay, and before we jump in the treatment video for every disease, there's one more trick that could be interesting. Is when you're working on plants and you see that they're super weak like we have here, you might want to give it some help, and the way to do that is just to pinch one of the cluster that hasn't set yet. And the reason for that is just that you're gonna help the plant forward all its energy into the stem for a little while. It would help it recover from the disease that you're just cured.
Okay, so to wrap up, all these points apply to all the treatment protocols we're gonna see in the next videos. And one more time, if you have to invest in one thing, invest in prevention rather than sprays. You'll make your life so much easier. All right, let's dig into leaf mold first.